Red Sox baseball, brought to you in part by Connecticut Bank and Trust, Bank of New England, Old Colony, and Maine National Bank. The Bank of New England Corporation family of banks. By Bud Light, the light beer with a first name and taste. Everything else is just a light. And by the Massachusetts State Lottery. Have you played your number today? Good afternoon, everybody. From Fenway Park in Boston, I'm Ned Martin, along with Bob Montgomery. The number is down to 1, and who said it couldn't happen here? Well, we don't know yet whether it's going to happen here, but the Red Sox at least have clinched a tie with a great game yesterday by Bruce Hurst following Friday night's epic. And Oil Can Boyd has the number, and he has the chance to do it today and cap what could be his best season after a so-so season.
Well, it certainly would be his best season were he to hang up that win today. Not only would he get that one more victory and get him over his career high mark, but the game. It is the game. Somewhere it's going to happen the next day or two, if not today. One thing Oil Can will have maybe a little bit in his favor, the fact that he'll be facing a youngster who's making his first major league start. Now, he's going to be nervous, that's true, but he's also has just enough cockiness to maybe that nervous, to the point maybe the nervousness would not bother him. He can throw hard. If he gets the curveball over, then they may not be able to get to that Toronto bullpen as early as perhaps they would like to. Don't want to get to it late because those guys are too tough, Eichhorn and Enke.
Well, the fellow's name is Dwayne Ward, just so he isn't a Keith Creel or Tom Candiotti in their first start against the Red Sox. We'll be back with the starting lineups right after this.
Lights last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The national anthem sung by Elizabeth Tybalt, the national anthems of both countries. Starting lineups for this afternoon's game. For the Toronto Blue Jays, Tony Fernandez at short, Rance Mullenix at third, Lloyd Mosby in center field, George Bell in left, Jesse Barfield in right, Willie Upshaw, the first baseman, Ernie Witt, the catcher, Rick Leach, the designated hitter, and Manny Lee at second base. For the Red Sox, it's Wade Boggs at third base, Marty Barrett at second, Bill Buckner at first, Jim Rice in left, Don Baylor, the hitter, Dwight Evans in right field, Tony Armas in center, Rich Gedman catching, and Spike Owen at shortstop. The umpiring crew will be Larry Barnett, the crew chief, calling the balls and strikes, Rocky Rowe at first, John Hirschbeck at second, and Nick Bremigan calling the plays at third. For manager John McNamara, one of his great days, pending anyway, as he studies and writes in lineups on a beautiful September afternoon, perfect for baseball. It's warmer than it was yesterday. The breeze is blowing out to the left field wall, and everybody's here to see the can.
And the can is just loving every second of it, too. He got roughed up a little bit by the Brewers in his last start, so he'll be really set for this one. 15 wins, 10 losses on the season, 3.82 earned run average. Start number 29 for the right-hander. 209 hits given up in 200 even innings. Actually put a third onto that. He's walked but 41, and that's certainly been one of his strong suits, as well as his pitching staff throughout, up and down that list all year long. The few amount of base on balls. Oil Can has struck out 119 batters on the year, and he's given up 31 home runs.
He lost his only start against Toronto this year, lost 8-5 on July 3rd. He lasted 4 2/3 innings in that one. Overall, though, he has beaten them twice and lost to them twice.
Awful lot of grumblings going on in the Red Sox dugout, around their batting cage, and the Toronto dugout, and around their batting cage, of course, about all the tough pitches that are being made in this series. And most of that grumbling, of course, when you're around a batting cage, will be coming from the hitters. We were talking in the clubhouse yesterday afternoon. I was talking with Bill Fisher, the Red Sox pitching coach. We were guesstimating about how many pitches have been thrown in those 2 games, Friday night and yesterday afternoon. We guessed somewhere between 425, maybe 450. And out of those total pitches, I would guess that less than 25 of them have been in the middle of the plate. All the rest of them have been on the inside edge or the outside edge, and there is reason for hitters to be grumbling.
A lot of them good strikes, too.
You bet.
Tony Fernandez, the shortstop, leading off against Oil Can Boyd. Everybody's here again this afternoon, and everybody's outside. They've got walled-in streets, walled-out streets, policemen all over the place. And hopefully, if the Red Sox win it, that everything will be happy and joyful and not like it has been in several other places lately. Fernandez, the switcher, hits bunt toward shortstop, base hit. Oh, me. That's a bit Jerry Remy was trying to do a couple of times the last few years he played very successfully as a bunt past Boggs, who was charging, and into shortstop.
Fernandez's only concern is that that ball is not able to be handled by Boggs in the air, and it certainly wasn't. Oh, what a play this is by Fernandez. That young man was working just as hard today on his game as if this were the second game of the season rather than the 157th of the year.
He's worked hard on his game when he's played Boston, I know. 314 batting average, now about 315 with that bunt single. The batter is Rance Mullenix, third baseman, hitting .254. Breaking pitch for a strike. Eleven homers for Mullenix. He's a good pull hitter. The outfield shading him that way. He'll go over there. Fernandez, always a threat on the bases, can fly, and knows how to steal. Breeze, as mentioned, blowing out from first toward second, toward the wall, and toward center field sometimes. 0-2.
The next win by the Red Sox, of course, will be the big one, whether it's today or a day or two down the road. But the one that really defeated Toronto was yesterday afternoon. That is the one that's really going to kind of drain their systems, and you get to very much of an individual thing now and how much they can keep themselves up and keep going to try to finish second. Certainly there's pride involved, and they'll like to finish as high as they can.
The hit down to Barrett. They've got one there, and Owen turns the double play. 4-6-3.
Red Sox pitchers in this series have certainly been able to answer the call when the double play was needed. Once again, this one started quickly by Barrett. Spike Owen in the middle, just a good, steady, strong play by the Red Sox shortstop. Red Sox, of course, turned their first in this ball game this afternoon, but that is the 5th that they have completed in this series. Well, we got an angle for you from everywhere. You get everybody's view, the runners, the fielders. Enjoy them all.
The batter is Lloyd Mosby, back in action. Did not play in the first 2 games of this series. He's been ailing with back spasms, and also has not been hitting lately. Strike to him. Three hits in his last 25 at bats for Lloyd. Strike 2. Mosby doesn't think so. The call made by Larry Barnett.
He's only had to look at this so far 2 pitches. What about all those other hitters? They've been looking at it for 2 games.
On both sides.
No point getting too upset too early.
0-2. The fans want the punch out. The curveball is inside. A good curveball, but not for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Out of play. Count remains 1-2 to Lloyd Mosby. 2 outs in the first inning. Well, we have a scorecard of other games, but the people here don't feel that the fans should be interested in a game but this one. There's no scoreboard in the left field area for it, but we have it. We'll pass along anything of note to you. The Tigers, of course, eliminated the Yankees yesterday afternoon in a brilliant ball game by Jack Morris. 1-0. Strike 3. No runs, a hit, nobody left. And after a half inning, Toronto 0 and the Red Sox coming up.
Become expectant of the strikeout from a Red Sox pitcher in the first inning. They get one today from Oil Can Boyd, and I think he was expecting him himself, Ned.
That's just a little bit of a punch there, not a big wild one. Out on the mound for Toronto, rookie Dwayne Ward.
Well, making his first major league start, this young man originally out of the Braves organization. He was traded for back in the middle of this season. Doyle Alexander going to the Atlanta Braves for this young man. A lot of times in his minor league career, he has always, of course, been a hard thrower. He has had 1 winning season, and the thing about him is just so inconsistent. When he gathers that up and is able to get the ball over the plate consistency, somebody better look out.
Ball 1 to Wade Boggs. Boggs with a .353 mark. Ward has good size, 6'4", 205-pounder, from the state of New Mexico, where he lives, born and reared there. Trying to get him to stop throwing across his body. 1 more hit gives the magic number for Wade Boggs, 200-hit season again. And he missed a bunch of games, and there had some slack parts in his game this year at the plate, but here he is, 199. Ward with a 3-0. Strike 3-1. Ward this season was with Atlanta, where he was 0-1 with the Braves. Ball 4, and Boggs is on. And he went down to Richmond in AAA, where he was 1-1. Finished up after the trade with the Toronto Ball Club. He went to the Syracuse AAA team and finished up with a 6-4 mark and 50 strikeouts in 83 innings. Marty Barrett up. Ball 1. Barrett, the little bit of glue that solidified this infield, and kind of a leader in his own way. Indomitable he has been all year. Pushes the bunt foul, out of play. Upshaw coming on for it, could not quite get to it. And the count is 1-1. They've had Marty doing that a lot lately with Boggs, no matter whether he's been on first or second. Ball and a strike. Nobody out. Boggs at first. Bottom of the first inning. He just joined us. No score. That's the full swing and a foul for a 1-2 count. One ball, 2 strikes to Barrett. Lloyd Mosby, the center fielder, a step or two toward right center. And the left fielder, George Bell, over toward the midpoint of the scoreboard. And they throw him out there, hoping he'll hit into that strength over there. And the count is 2-2. This day you should bottle and bring in a whole string of them just like it. Clones of this day, and put them in January and February. Hits the ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
An opportunity for John McNamara now to not only start a runner, but the wildness. Barrett doesn't swing a lot of bad pitches, doesn't strike out that much. It's the ball in play. Boggs with decent speed.
He goes on the 3-2. It's ball 4. So Dwayne Ward, the rookie in his first major league start, has walked the first 2 batters he faced. He did appear in 1 inning of relief against the Tigers last week. Jimmy Williams.
It's a little hard, Ned, to tell if it's the inconsistency that's come out of the history of Ward that we're seeing here, or the fact that it's a combination of that and the nervousness. Certainly
Well,
the nervousness.
a heck of a ball game today. I mean, he's pitching in. It's not just your run-of-the-mill game in September like you were playing a 4th place club.
Well, he's probably not looking at it that way. He's looking at it as his first major league start. That's what he is seeing. He may not even be aware. I'm sure he's aware of what's going on around him, certainly, but it's a big league start for him. Now, how many times have we seen this meeting take place after 2 base on balls, and you talk to even veterans sometimes, you got to get the ball over the plate, and right away there's a little bit taken off, and it gets right down the middle, and all of a sudden becomes very hittable. Buckner would probably look at a pitch or 2, I'm sure, because he hasn't seen Ward. But he wouldn't be taking too many, especially with a man in scoring position.
Activity in the Toronto bullpen already. Buckner squares around, bluffs the bunt. He takes ball 1. Joe Johnson, the youngster who pitched such a great game as a starter against the Red Sox up in Toronto, out there warming up. Red Sox figure they better get a clump of runs right now before he comes in. He pitched a major league ball game against them.
Oh, he just pitched on Thursday, though. Of course, this would be his day to throw. Maybe wouldn't expect much out of him anyway, as far as relief is concerned.
Get him through the first inning or 2 if this Ward cannot get him out. 2 balls, no strikes.
Jimmy Williams certainly has to manage that way today. His bullpen is loaded with people because, of course, the obvious thing, if he loses, it's it for him. The only thing they can play for after today with a loss is 2nd place. So he'll have to have everybody, as far as he's concerned, available.
2 balls and no strikes. And way outside, ball 3. Well, we remember a fellow, the left-handed pitcher for the Cleveland Indians about a month ago, came flying across the country and made his debut against the Red Sox. They kind of hung around him a little bit and got him out of there, and he was wild. He has won 4 games since that time. Greg Swindell. 3-0. There's a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Actually, in his next start, Ned, following that Red Sox start, he pitched one heck of a game against these Toronto Blue Jays. Left that ball game, if I'm not mistaken, with either a 2-1 lead or a 2-2 tie in about the 8th inning. Didn't wind up with a decision out of it, I don't believe.
No, I think Toronto
pitched well.
Buckner fouls it back, and Ward is back with Buckner, 3-2. Three ball, 2 strike count with 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 1st. Another foul ball off the Buckner bat. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Every hitter in that Red Sox lineup today wants to be the one that drives in the first run, or the one that's the important one. They want to put this away themselves against the ball club that they would have to put away. Their adrenaline's going to be, well, I would imagine as pressurized as much as it can be pressurized.
This fella's been in it before. Buckner in 1974 with the Dodgers. There's a ground ball to Upshaw. He'll have to play it to first for the out. Buckner is out 3-1. The runners move up. Had it not been for the bobble by Upshaw, they'd had a chance at a double play.
Ball was hit so hard you really can't blame Upshaw for bobbling it. This is a rocket hit by Buckner. The double play not in order now once that's there. Here's the thing we've talked about. Did he get it? Yep, he got it. And we've talked about so many times this year, base advancement when making an out. It's just like a sacrifice, which Buck had spread around 3 times to do, and had it bad anyway.
And a lot of times it's been Bill Buckner that's done that, throwing a bat at the ball or getting some little squibby kind of grounder that gets the runners over. So Jim Rice will be the hitter, and Ernie Witt will like to talk to his young pitcher. A couple of guys named Witt going today in California. Bobby Witt going for the Texas Rangers. He's the kid from Canton, Mass. And Mike Witt going for California. No relation. Mike Witt looking for his 19th win, and by that token would have a chance at number 20 later on this week if he could win this one. Jim Rice. Ball 1. Rice at .321 with 20 home runs, 107 batted in. Runners at second and third, 1 out. Foul to the screen, and it's 1-1. In that Yankee game today in Detroit, Kelly will go for the Tigers and Tewksbury will go for the Yankees. Foul back here. Right off the hands, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gets him. He just jams him with a fastball up and in, and now there are 2 away. As Dwayne Ward seems to have come back a bit after going 3-0 to Buckner, then getting him on the grounder. And now he strikes out Rice.
Rice setting in that position to drive in that first run, a little over anxious, going for the bad pitch. That ball wound up and really turned loose by Ward with this pitch right at Rice's hands. Couldn't clear him out, couldn't reach that one because of the velocity and the location.
Now it's Don Baylor. And they work him in. It's a ball.
On the other hand, I don't believe he can throw it hard enough, in enough to keep Baylor from getting the head of the bat out. Big base hit for him yesterday in that ball game to kind of keep him running a little bit. Not the kind of hitter that would get dejected, but
it misses high for a ball, and the count is 2-0.
No matter what kind of hitter you are, after a while you start to wonder if there's going to be another hit coming your way. You got not only a big hit, an important one, give the Red Sox the pad run.
Right down the line, pulled. 2-0 count to Don. Try, good position that time on that pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Trailing fastball. Notice Witt flinch just a bit as if that ball was going to be close enough. Baylor started those hands. May have lost sight of it because Baylor hangs out over that plate just a little. Sometimes that can happen to a catcher. That ball gets right in the hands.
Goes outside with a breaking ball, and now it's 2 strikes to Baylor. Count of 2-2. Kid may have been 1 ball away from being out of the game. Now he's 1 strike away from getting out of trouble. Check swing foul. Walt Reniak with it. Still a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Baylor with Evans on deck. Wind blowing straight out now from home plate to center. And that hits him. He is hit by a pitch. Loads the bases for Dwight Evans.
"32nd time this year that Don Baylor has been hit with a pitch. That right elbow, that right forearm underneath the forearm as he starts to swing. Ball tailing into him off the right-hander Ward's pitch. They were trying to work him and jam him from the very first pitch in that sequence.
224th time in his major league career. So the bases are full of Red Sox for Dwight Evans. 2 walks, a hit batsman, and Evans up there hitting .259, 26 home runs. Mammoth one yesterday. Strike. Nothing in 1. Fly ball, center field. Lloyd Mosby back there. And Ward gets out of a big jam. No runs, no hits, 3 left. And after 1 inning, no score.
There's a little grossman's in everyone.
All right, now, here's the tub, and here's the vanity. What do you think?
Let's do it.
If you're dreaming of a do-it-yourself project,
Well, a big day 26 years ago today, a cold September afternoon in 1960 when Ted Williams, in his final time at bat, hit a home run into the bullpen area and never played again. John Updike, the novelist, memorialized that moment in the New Yorker magazine with a great piece of writing called Hub Fans Bid Kid Adieu. Updike was there. There were only 10,000 in the seats, and by the time it has gone through the years, there were at least 100,000 who were there at that game. Red Sox were going nowhere. George Bell is the batter. 1 strike. The curveball foul back. 0-2 to Bell, who's hitting .315 with 31 home runs.
Saw a very close friend of Ted Williams in the Red Sox press room this morning, Bud Levitt from way up in Maine. Bud Levitt and, of course, Ted Williams hook up on some commercials in the New England area. They also fished quite a few bait together to do some fishing. He was telling me Ted was a little bit excited about this ball club, of course, as he would be still in a consultant capacity with the Red Sox.
It's a check swing. Actually, Bell trying to get out of the way of it, fouled it off.
And he said Ted having a very good year in his own right. The fact that he'd caught about 110 salmon already. So that probably is just as pleasing to Williams as hitting a home run would be, maybe more so.
It's his favorite fish, the Atlantic salmon, and that's coming back, too, up in the rivers in the Northeast. That ball is in on Bell, and it hits him. Keep working George Bell tight, and Boyd hits him with a pitch to start the 2nd inning. Lead man has gotten on in each of the 2 innings for Toronto in this 0-0 game.
Gedman is setting way up outside. For some reason, Oakeng is way inside. That's like a whole miss to the strike zone area as far as the communication was concerned, where Gedman wanted to go and where Boyd went with it.
So the Blue Jays have a runner with nobody out, and Jesse Barfield is the hitter. Strike 1. Barfield, of course, won Friday night's game with a big home run, and then made a great catch to throttle the Red Sox attempt to tie it. Strike 2. On the other hand, he struck out a lot. He struck out 2 times the night he hit the homer, and he fanned 3 times the final out of yesterday's game when Bruce Hurst registered his 9th strikeout and the one that sealed it. 0-2. Got him. Foul tip caught by Gedman. So that's the 6th time that Barfield is fanned in this series. Number 2 for Oil Can.
I guess that the pitch is rather up for Barfield, and it is. It's a ball he has trouble getting up to. And that pitch, remember from Schiraldi that he hit out of here on Friday night for the game winner, very much down in the strike zone. As a matter of fact, just above knee high.
Willie Upshaw, the first baseman, the batter, with George Bell, the runner, at first. 0-0, top of the 2nd. Upshaw went 0 for 3 yesterday. Takes a ball. And he had 3 hits on Friday night. 3 for 5. Runner goes. Gedman throws. Out. Spike Owen taking the toss. Gedman gunning another one down.
Well, we talk about Boggs as a hitter, how pretty he's been. Boy, Gedman's been beautiful behind that plate this year, throwing runners out. He's over 50% now with this throw out. It's right there. If Spike had not caught that ball would hit right on the corner of the bag. That's how accurate the throw was and how hard.
Perfect. Pitch is outside now to Upshaw. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 2 outs in the 2nd inning. A ball. 3-1.
Now shown out 43 of 85 base stealers.
Strike 2. 3-2. Well, anytime you get even around that 50%, you're doing well for a season.
Yes, sir.
47, 48 from there on. 3 ball, 2 strike count to Willie Upshaw. Outfield way around to right. They give him the left field line. 3-2. Jim Rice swung well past the midpoint of that scoreboard and left way over toward left center. Tony Armas over toward Dwight Evans. 3-2 pitch on its way again. Fouled again, and the count remains at full. That was a breaking pitch that Upshaw hit. Foul. Three balls, 2 strikes. He's walked. Upshaw receives the first walk given up by Boyd.
Great arm strength by Gedman when he does throw out the runners, and of course certainly that's one thing that aids him. Not a particularly strong lead or jump by Bell. Eighth time that Bell has been caught this year. He's stolen 7.
The batter is Ernie Witt, and they play him the same way they played Upshaw. It's a pull, definitely. Witt looks at ball 1. Ernie hitting .269. He did not catch yesterday with Hurst going. They had Buck Martinez behind the plate. Now Boyd off and over to first base again. Upshaw hardly off the bag. Ernie Witt with a 1-0 count. There's a strike and an off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Witt, a very valuable member of this Toronto ball club. He's been a very steady catcher, mostly platooning with Martinez, but last year Martinez broke his leg and Ernie had to catch right up through the stretch in August and September. Runner going again, and he is going to be out again. 2 gunned down by Gedman. After an inning and a half, no score.
These are fine powders, but they don't have what Gold Bond has. 4 essential...
This is presented by the authority of the Boston Red Sox and TV 38 and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the expressed written consent of the Red Sox or TV 38 is prohibited. See it again.
I think the Blue Jays are maybe getting the message now that Gedman can really fire. Good pitch for him to handle, low and inside. Once again, there's that lunging type of slide put on by Upshaw this time. First time we saw this type slide was from Fernandez on Friday night. Gedman in this series now, as he throws out 2 Blue Jay runners here in that second inning. He has thrown out 4 all total in this series.
They'll try it till they get it right. It's a 0-0 game in the bottom of the second inning. It's taken a while to get here because of the long first inning when the Red Sox loaded the bases, 2 walks and a hit batsman, but did not score. Tony Armas, center field starter today, hitting .264. And he rips one up the middle. Base hit. Armas leads with a single in the second.
Talking to Tony before the game this afternoon in the clubhouse, he was talking about Ward a little bit. I said, Tony, I said, he's got a pretty good fastball. He said, good. That's just about what I need to get running. He said, I need some hits. Of course, every hitter in this series, as we mentioned, has been talking about I need some hits because it's been a pitching series so far. And Tony,
hit ever.
didn't leave much doubt about that base hit.
Now it's Rich Gedman up. Strike 1 from Ward. Gedman at .256, 16 home runs. All but 2 on the road. Out of play, and it's 2 strikes. Again out of play from Gedman. 0-2. Ward's apparently the first major league strikeout with the one he got against Jim Rice in the first inning. He worked that inning in relief against the Tigers and gave up 1 hit and 1 walk. Throws it away, and down to second goes Armas. Wild pitch charge to Dwayne Ward. So the youngster, what trouble he's been in, he's manufactured himself.
Oh, he sure has, and it makes it tough on a catcher, Ned, when a pitcher throws as hard as Ward does throw, and he doesn't really have an idea where it's going. Certainly the catcher won't. It looked like they were set up a little bit to work away. Then to Gedman, and that ball's low and inside.
1-2 to Rich, and now 2-2. Armas at second base, nobody out in the second. A scoreless game. Gedman has hit in 5 of his last 7 games. And he racks one toward the in center field, out of the reach of the diving Mosby, but he does stop it. Here comes Armas to the plate. 1-0 Boston. Double for Gedman.
I can't believe I saw the play that Mosby made. That is unbelievable. That Mosby, he couldn't handle it in the air, but on the dive somehow stopped the ball and kept it from getting by him and preventing a 3-base hit for Gedman. Gedman really jumps on this, takes advantage. Once again, the Red Sox with the wild pitch in there. While Gedman is up, he'll take advantage of Armas being in scoring position. What a play by Mosby. He just continues to make play after play like this. Look, that ball is by him, and he still gets somehow to get a glove on it. Of course, he can't prevent Armas from scoring.
He can hold a base away from Gedman, though, who is on second. There's one in the dirt, blocked by Witt. The batter is Spike Owen. Red Sox have the first blood. A single by Armas, a double by Gedman. For Gedman, his 64th run batted in. Great effort by Mosby, who beat the Red Sox with his glove in one of those games in Toronto and played a whole great series in center field up at Exhibition Stadium. Spike Owen, 234. To the right side. They will throw over to third base. Safe. Gedman gets to third. Upshaw trying to knock down that lead man, and just a little too late.
Well, he makes the right play. He had the right idea. He takes this ball in on the grass. He's not even on the edge of it. But once he looks over there and determines he can go, he just makes a bad throw. It's too low. He's got Gedman dead to right with a good throw. But as it turns out, the bad throw results in nobody being out and runners at the corners.
That'll be a fielder's choice for Spike Owen. He's at first base. Gedman at third, 1 run in, and Wade Boggs up. Strike one. Boggs walked in the first. Red Sox had a great opportunity to score in that first inning, but could not get the hit. Now Ward is not walking people, but he's giving up base hits. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second time up in the pen for Joe Johnson. Upstairs again to Boggs, and the count is 2-1. Three and 1. Nobody out. Runners at first and third and a run in. Red Sox leading 1-0 in the second inning. If he just came in. Boggs to left, foul. That's the rooftop. So the count is full on Wade now, 3-2. Foul into the crowd. Spike Owen was on the move. 3 ball, 2 strike count obtains. I'd like to wish a very happy Red Sox happy birthday to Ellen Powell, who we are a day late. She had her birthday yesterday and a lifelong Red Sox fan.
Got a birthday present for her.
Yep, this would be something, wouldn't it? Boggs could help it right now. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Wade just saves it and fouls it off to the left again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Well, Ward is getting his baptism now of pitching to Wade Boggs, finding out how it can be and how it can be frustrating, making some good pitches and seeing them all fouled off. 3-2. It is a ball 4 and the bases are loaded. Boggs walks for the second time. 0 to second. Gedman already at third. Nobody out, and Johnson throwing harder out there. Jimmy Williams again with a trip to the mound to talk to his battery, his young pitcher. Gedman at third, Owen at second, Boggs at first, and nobody out. And Joe Johnson will be coming in. Right now, if we have something from New York, Don Mattingly's had a hit already. He's had a home run with 1 on. The Yankees leading Detroit by at least 2-0 in the first inning. So a new pitcher, a pitching change for Toronto. You're watching Red Sox baseball from Fenway.
Well, virtually a Boston native, born in Brookline, grew up in Plainville, Mass. Joe Johnson on now to work in relief here. This will be his first relief appearance of the year. He's worked as a starter exclusively, winning 7, losing 2, a 3.95 earned run average. And he's been tough. He's been really a shot in the arm for this Blue Jay ball club, and something they're certainly going to count on in the future, no doubt. He's walked 21 and struck out 35 in 79 innings.
So he takes over for Dwayne Ward, who was wild. Ward responsible for 3 runners right here. The batter is Marty Barrett. Came very close to him that time. Ball 1.
Well, the obvious thing here is for Jimmy Williams not to see any more balls out of the strike zone. He wanted to make that pitching change to get the ball over. Talking about nervous, Joe Johnson may be a little bit nervous pitching in this ballpark that he's seen so many games in as a kid.
He's close to Barrett again, and it's ball 2. No place to put Marty. 2 balls, no strikes. And Fernandez, the shortstop, over for a word. Dwayne Ward went an inning plus, facing 4 batters in the second without getting them out. He gave up 2 hits. He's charged with a run, responsible for 3 runners, walked 3, struck out 1, wild pitch and a hit batsman. Ball 3.
Those last 2 throws that we saw from Johnson, aiming type throws that a pitcher will make. He is not throwing the ball the way we saw him in Toronto and the way I saw him on Thursday night in Detroit. Trying to guide it a little bit, find the strike zone. Can't afford another walk.
So another walk it is, and a run is forced across. 2-0 Boston. So they're still loaded, still nobody out. The Red Sox have scored twice. And they just have been patient at the plate, just been waiting, and it has paid off. 2 walks this inning, 2 in the first inning off Toronto pitching, also a hit batsman. Here's Buckner. Ball 1. Buckner hit a hot ground ball to first in the first inning and was retired. Upshaw to the pitcher covering. The cut and the foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. At third base is Spike Owen. Second is Wade Boggs, and at first Marty Barrett. chop to the pitcher, and the play there gets away from Ernie Witt. Owens scores. They had a force play easily, and Witt dropped the ball. 3-0.
It looked like Ernie got tied up with the throw. Joe Johnson didn't make it quite that hard, although he's pretty much on top of him. Could have been that Witt was trying to hurry a little bit to make the 1-2-3 double play and just never handle the throw. See, he'd already started out with that left foot, trying to get himself set up to make the throw to first. See if this angle will show it to us a little bit. See, that's not a hard throw there, so that doesn't tie up Witt. He's already moving to try to make that throw to first, and it cost him. Red Sox take advantage and get another break.
Jim Rice up. Fly ball, shallow right field. Jesse Barfield with the gun for an arm, and they won't run on him. 1 out. The scoring on the run was a fielder's choice for Buckner, an assist for the pitcher, Joe Johnson, and an error charged to Ernie Witt. 3-0 Boston in the second. Don Baylor is up. Well, it may not have been pretty, but it's effective. 3 runs on a platter practically. That's foul. Pause for a station break here on the TV 38 Red Sox Network.
This is TV 38, WSBK TV, Boston.
At Fenway, it's Baylor at the plate with 1 out, 3 on base. And 3 runs in for Boston. They lead 3-0. Joe Johnson on in relief. Baylor up the middle, and it's going into center field. This will score 2 more runs. 5-0. Baylor gets the job done with a broken bat single, knocking in his 56th and 57th run.
Baylor with this base hit up the middle. They give him a lot of room anyway because that shortstop has to pull toward the hole. Play him to pull. It's a broken bat. It's not hit that hard. Well placed. Nobody can get the glove on it. 2-run score. Baylor now has become the 4th Red Sox batter with 90 or more RBIs, and that's the 7th time in Red Sox history that has happened. RBI number 90 and 91 for Baylor on the year.
Dwight Evans. Foul back here. 1 strike to Evans, who flied to center field to end the first inning. Hot shot to short, past Fernandez, bounces around, and that loads the bases. And the Blue Jays are not flying high right now.
Boy, here's another shot hit by Evans. Is this ball ever smoked? Fernandez has the ball go up off his glove, hit him on the shoulder. Now right on the bill of his hat. He can't find it. It's behind him. Everybody's safe. Another miscue by the Blue Jays.
Second error of the inning. They give him a base hit. Okay. A base hit. So it's a bases loaded situation now with Tony Armas up. And he led off the whole thing with a single. Armas singled and scored the first run of the game. This inning is still going on. The Red Sox have scored 5. Johnson way outside with that pitch. The bases have remained loaded throughout this game in the early stages, it seems, for Boston. Tony takes a strike on the outside corner. 10th man up this inning. Down toward the hole, cut off at third, and they got one. They turn the double play 5-4-3. So that ends a big inning for Boston. The Red Sox get 5. And after 2 innings, they lead 5-0. After 2 innings, let's look at the double play that took Toronto out of further trouble. Started by Mullenix at third, a couple of steps, quickly over to the second baseman, Manny Lee, and around the horn she went. So there was 5-0 lead for Oil Can Boyd. And Mr. Montgomery, I turn this over to you with my best wishes.
Well, a little defense here. Oil Can do a little strong pitching now with that 5-0 lead. And he'll face the bottom third of the Blue Jay order here in the 3rd inning. It'll be Ernie Witt, the designated hitter Rick Leach, and the second baseman Manny Lee. On the screwball all the way around goes Witt. It's 0-1. Witt hitting .269, 15 homers and 55 RBI. Witt charged with an error, of course, in that 2nd inning, allowing the inning to very much stay alive, and a run at the time. Strike 2. Oil Can is to stay right on top of what's going on here now. Do not give in 1 inch, because these Blue Jays are going to keep coming at you. Some individual goals still can be reached by them. And of course, and I asked Ernie Witt about this. I said, is there anything other than first place as far as you're concerned? He says, oh, sure. He says, we have a great deal of pride in this club, and we'll be working just as hard for second as we would have been for first. Jesse Barfield making the same statement to Tony Kubek, who's here today working for a Canadian network. Ball is hit foul down the right field line. Hit hard to right field. Evans on the move. He's got it. Designated hitter for the Blue Jays this afternoon, Rick Leach. He's had a good year for this Toronto ball club. He's hit .310. 5 homers and 38 RBI. Versatile. He can play first. He can play in the outfield and in an emergency situation. Really tardy on that pitch. Maybe Oil Can had set up that fastball a little better, and Leach behind the count, 1-1. The Yankees scored 2 in the bottom of the 1st inning, and after an inning and a half at Yankee Stadium, it's New York 2 and Detroit 0. Kelly against Tewksbury in that one. Mattingly a homer. This one out of play. Mattingly's hit his 29th homer. That accounted for the 2 Yankee runs. The rest of the American League schedule will be getting off to later starts. Minnesota at Chicago, Oakland at Kansas City, Baltimore at Milwaukee, Texas at California, Cleveland at Seattle. Got him. The screwball working down and away. A little soft from Oil Can. And Dennis has his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. Good movement once again. Ball working. That ball really turned over nicely. So there's 2 down in the top of the 3rd for the Blue Jays. Second baseman Manny Lee, the hitter. Manny hitting .222. He's had a homer and 7 RBI. Blue Jays do have a little something to look forward to as far as infielders are concerned. Manny Lee, picked up by the Toronto organization the year before last at the end of 1984 off of a AAA draft. Actually became a big league draft. They took Lee off of a AAA roster. And he looks like he's going to be a good infielder, just as the Blue Jays had anticipated. Certainly looks solid in that 5-4-3 double play that ended the Red Sox second. Looks over the pitch all the way, and it's a 2-1 count. Boston leading 5-0 as we play here in the top of the third. Boggs not giving any ground to Lee at all throughout the count. The count now 3 balls and a strike. Boggs has been about a step in on the grass at third. Pitch rides high, and it's ball 4 to Lee. So the 2-out walk given up by Dennis will be his second walk of this ball game. It gets him over his 9-inning average per walks in the year already. We're just here in the third. The leadoff man, Tony Fernandez, steps in. He bunted his way on a bunt base hit to shortstop Spike Owen. Strike over. Orcan walks 1.84 batters per 9 innings. To the right side, foul. Close pitch for Dennis, but just misses outside. 1-2. Got him as Fernandez threw the bat at the screwball. Couldn't handle it, but Gedman could. So could Orcan. Pair of strikeouts for the Can here in the third. He has 4 all total. And after 2.5 innings of play, Boston 5 and Toronto nothing.
Charlie, give me a line.
Power and riches, because everything and everyone has a price. It's Scruples, Monday night at 8 on the Movie Loft, right here on WSPK TV 38. Just a reminder, fans, that tickets are still available for Red Sox home games, and especially for that Baltimore series coming up this week here at Fenway. Ticket office, of course, open every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Saturdays, 9:30 to 2. They're located right in the corner of the ballpark at Yawkey Way. Or you can order your tickets by phone. Call 267-1700. Charge your tickets to any major credit card. Rich Gedman to lead off the Red Sox third inning. Big double for Getty. Plating Tony Armas with this game's first run. Boston leading 5-0, bottom of the third. Gedman with that double. It's the Red Sox team within 4 doubles now of tying a club record set in 1979 with 310 doubles. A little fancy footwork here by Gedman to avoid being hit with a pitch. One ball, 2 strikes. Got him. As he went down and in once again with that hard breaking ball, which Joe Johnson has and uses effectively. Gedman is down on strikes. First strikeout for Johnson. Here's the shortstop, Spike Owen. Spike really did his job in that second inning. Wanted to pull the ball to the right side and really did, as he made sure that he got that top hand rollover. Pulled it to Upshaw, who threw to third. Too low. They didn't have a chance to knock down Gedman, so it'll be scored just as a fielder's choice as far as Spike is concerned. He's 0 for 1. And he also scored a run in that 5-run second inning. Baltimore in town next. They're here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The Yankees are here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to wrap up the championship season. Soft roller. Fernandez. Not in time. So Spike Owen goes to his counterpart and beats it out. A little cue shot toward Fernandez, who really had to charge hard. And once again uses that strong underhanded flip, but just could not make the play in time. That's all. Spike, you watch him all the way down that line as he works out of that box. Oh, he's churning. Took one quick look to see where Fernandez was. Just beats it out. He's got a safe call himself as he crosses the bag. Wade Boggs is up. So the Red Sox have their 5th hit in the ball game. That's the 3rd off Joe Johnson. A little off speed, misses to Boggs, and it's 2-0. Hit hard to right field, but Barfield is there with the glasses down. Barfield had to come back to his left to take that one, as they give Boggs, of course, usually all the right field area. Barfield can really cover some ground, as we've seen him and Mosby really cover some ground. Isolate one more time, and this time on Fernandez. Put on the bag just prior to that ball settling into the glove of Upshaw. Here's Barrett with 2 down. Johnson low and outside. Boggs now 0 for 1 in this ball game. He's walked his 2 previous plate appearances. Mattingly 1 for 1 as far as we know in New York. Big beach ball loose out in center field. And once again, one of the ground crew members under Joe Mooney quickly out of that Red Sox bullpen to retrieve it. Two balls, 1 strike to Marty. There goes Spike. He really took off early. He won't even draw a throw. Spike was running before Johnson had come to a complete set. Johnson had already made his mind to go to the plate. And Spike still second, uncontested. Stolen base number 4 for Spike on the year. Looping fly ball, right field. Lee out. He can't handle it. It's over his head. Here comes Spike to the plate, and it's a 6-0 Boston lead. An RBI for Barrett, his 56th. Ball running in on Marty's hands, but he'd give you one of those strong guys type of swing, just shoving that ball off. Gets it just out of the reach of Manny Lee. And the stolen base pays off now for Boston as Owen rounds third, headed for the plate with the 6th Red Sox run. Here's Buckner. Soft breaking ball, strike 1. Marty now 1 for 1. He and Boggs, as leadoff men, have really filled up those bases today. 4 walks between them, 2 runs scored, and now an RBI for Barrett. Dennis Lamp is loosening in the Toronto bullpen. Shallow pop-up, left field side. Fernandez is there from his shortstop position to glove it. And the Red Sox are retired here in the 3rd inning, but another run added. Orange scoring on the Barrett base hit. They do that on a couple of base hits and a stolen base, 1 left. And after 3 innings of play, Boston 6 and Toronto nothing. The third baseman to lead it off. Good strong inning for Oil Can Boyd in the 3rd to maybe counteract any ideas that the Blue Jays may have had about answering some of the 5 runs in the Boston 2nd. A couple of strikeouts for Oil Can in that 3rd inning, giving him a total of 4 in this ball game. Boston leading 6-0. Out hitting the Blue Jays 6-1. The lone hit for Toronto, the leadoff single by Fernandez, a bunt single toward shortstop Spike Owen. The bank of lights all down the right side have been turned on here at Fenway, much as they were yesterday afternoon. The sun from time to time, mostly though behind clouds. High chopper first base way, and just goes out foul at the last moment. Tolan in the bottom of the 2nd at Yankee Stadium. Mattingly has drove in another run, and a Yankee inning that has seen at least 2 more runs scored. They're still batting down there.
They're leading 4-1 now. Whitaker is homered for the Tigers.
That RBI by Mattingly was done with a double. So it's 4-1 in New York over Detroit. Only concern there. Thurman's now on for the Detroit Tigers. High fly ball center field. Armas kind of dropped back and then now has to really hurry. It's off the wall. Evans over to back the play up and get it in. So that ball charged up a lot better than I or Armas thought at first. It just kept drifting and drifting. Finally, it was up high off the wall just above the doorway.
Just rode the wind that has been blowing out since the outset of the game. There's Armas kind of cruising back. Thinks maybe he has a shot at it there. Nope. He's in too close to the wall now. Has to try to play it off the carom, and it gets behind him. Double.
Tony had that glove set in case that ball was kind of a wall scraper, but it was not a scraper at all. Evans with a long run from his position in right to back that play up. And Mullenix will have the lead double here in the 4th inning. Here's the center fielder, Lord Mosby. High and outside is Dennis. Mosby been suffering a back problem. Has kept him out of this series up until this afternoon start. He was available for pinch hitting yesterday afternoon if it's set up that way. Of course, no way the way Hurst was going was he apt to come out of that ball game, and they weren't going to run Mosby up there against Hurst. They did use Cliff Johnson. He bounced out to Boggs on a fielder's choice. Dennis perhaps saw something in the series of signs for Gedman that he was not familiar with. Wanted to make sure that they have it all correct. 1 ball, no strikes to Lloyd Mosby. Pop back. Gedman will have a look at it, but he'll watch it settle up into the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike. When today's action started, as far as the batting race is concerned, Wade Boggs held a 5-point lead over Mattingly. Boggs at 353, of course. Mattingly at 348. Mattingly so far, we're told, 2 for 2. Boggs 0 for 1. That'll be something you'll be able to watch the last 4 games of the season, as Mattingly and company will be coming to Fenway Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday afternoon's game, by the way, I like to remind you, will start at 2:20 rather than the regularly scheduled 1:05. That's Saturday afternoon against the Yankees, 2:20 game time. Hit hard and deep to right field. Evans will just watch this one way up into the bleachers. And it's a 2-run homer for Lloyd Moseby. Six to 2 Boston with that big swing of the big center fielder. Number 21 for Moseby. Boy, did he ever extend on that one. George Bell with a grounder to shortstop Spike Owen. In time to Buckner, and Bell is retired, 1 down.
Take a look at that swing by Moseby again, who's doing something with a bat now to hurt them, along with a glove. Ball tailed right out over the plate. It was a hitterish ball, and Moseby cleared it. Boy, did he clear it.
Let's say it's about a half dozen rows up behind that Red Sox bullpen. 1 down now, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning. Here's Jesse Barfield. Strike over on the breaking ball. O'Ken now has given up 32 home runs on the year. 18 of them have been to left-handed hitters. Breaking ball once again is into Barfield. No balls, 2 strikes. Toronto Blue Jays as a team have hit 175 home runs this year now. And of course, here's the league leader, Jesse Barfield. Swing and a miss, and he's gone. Couple of breaking balls, and the zipper from Boyd retires Barfield. That's strikeout number 5.
26.
O'Ken Boyd getting Barfield's 6th strikeout of this series. Jesse can lead in home runs, and he can have a lot of strikeouts too. He has now had 138 in the season.
First baseman Upshaw. He hits it hard into center field, base hit. So Dennis all of a sudden getting line drives and shots hit here in the top of the 4th inning. A double and a homer. A ground ball and a strikeout. Now this shot by Upshaw.
Willie levels on it. Good solid level swing on the tailing fastball. Didn't tail enough and didn't get down enough.
So Upshaw at first, 2 down. Boston leading 6-2. Here's the catcher, Ernie Witt. I like to watch Larry Barnett work behind that plate. He kind of puts something into it, gives you an immediate call, and one that's, well, it's very clear. You can hear it from where we sit.
Yeah, there's no doubt about a strike.
No, sir. Just now wearing off the boo bird here at Fenway when he comes in to work a ball game the last couple of years. Chop to the right side slowly. Buckner wide of the bag, flips to O'Ken. And the Blue Jays are retired in the 4th inning, but they made a little noise.
At 7:30 over most of these stations, so check your local listings. New pitcher for Toronto, and this fellow out there, Dennis Lamp. I was surprised that he was able to know where the mound was coming from the bullpen. He has not made an appearance since the 2nd of September. The Blue Jays say, well, it's not place for him. He's got a bonus clause for so many appearances that he may not make this year. Lamp on the season, making his 39th appearance and his 37th in relief. 2 wins, 6 losses, a 5.17 earned run average, and 2 saves. 71 in the 3rd innings, 92 hits, 21 walks, 29 strikeouts.
So Lamp, who's been around the grounds a little bit, experiences there, both American and National Leagues. There's Chicago, both teams in Chicago. Working here to Jim Rice in the 4th. Rice is crowded. He dances back out of there. Rice in this ball game, although it's very early, 0 for 2. Struck out in the 1st with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Got on a fly ball to right with a runner at 3rd in the 2nd. Off the hands, soft roller, booted by Fernandez at short. So the real sure-handed shortstop of all the shortstops in baseball is having trouble finding the right approach to that ball this afternoon.
I think it's a rather light approach. Actually, kind of nonchalant on that as he tries to one-hand it. Just slaps at it, runs right off his hand. He's in there with an error, and he should have had one before.
Certainly could have easily been charged with the error on the ball hit by Evans, and we'll give Evans credit for hitting the ball as hard as he hit it, but still a playable ball that was messed up by Fernandez. Here's Baylor. The Dennis Lamp breaking ball.
Correction on Johnson, 2 runs, both earned.
Dennis Lamp low and outside to Don Baylor. Baylor 1 for 1, been hit with a pitch. That was in the 1st inning. And had a 2-run single up the middle in the 5-run 2nd inning. Rice at first, nobody down. Baylor has found his spot, and that fan there has found a worthwhile souvenir.
Boy, what a play.
Gonna tell that's probably her husband. 2 balls, a strike to Donnie. And now it levels out at 2-2. Lamp, the 3rd Toronto pitcher this afternoon. He picks up Joe Johnson, who with 2 innings. Johnson gave up 4 hits. He's charged with 2 runs. He walked a Red Sox batter. First batter he faced, Marty Barrett, to force in a run. This one out of play. Count holding, 2 balls, 2 strikes. To left field, but Bell is there, has it just as it starts to turn over. That ball really crushed by Baylor.
4. Right Evans. Right field Evans.
Ball hit so hard it could not sink. As a matter of fact, it started to sail, and Bell at the last moment had to leap. Ball hit awfully hard by Baylor.
Right fielder Dwight Evans, the hitter. Lamp did not like the feel of that baseball. Probably had a flat spot on one side of it. A little off center. Oh, we've seen Bell make a couple of plays like that. And certainly the one play in Toronto he had made on a fly ball hit by someone. Had a little trouble catching it right at the end. He's a good outfielder. Don't think for a second that ball's not doing something a little extra when he has to make a play like that on it. One ball, no strikes to Dwight. This one out of play. Rice, here's another look at that screamer hit by Baylor. He really shot that ball. It's almost like you're the left fielder and you have to make the play. Once again this afternoon, a lot of extra camera coverage for you in this Red Sox game. We also remind you, we invite you to stay tuned. Immediately following this ball game this afternoon, the Red Sox are winners. We will be in the clubhouse with cameras and microphone. We invite you to join us, take part in the celebration. Evans fouls that one away. Line to left field, base hit. This ball will be down into the corner. Rice is going to be interfered with. They've already made the play there. He was going to go to third regardless of what had happened. And Evans will wind up with a two-base hit, I'm sure. Rice got tangled up with Manny Lee running around second, and immediately the second base umpire, John Hirschbeck, had made the interference call.
Well, he had to, actually, Rice had to hold out his hands as if he was going after his shoulders. But he was just trying to get him out of the way. There's a double by Evans. Right down into the corner there. And runners are at second and third. Rice pulling into third after the fact that he was interfered with.
Runners at second and third. One out for Tony Armas. Bounces it right back to Lamp. He quickly checks Rice at third and throws Armas out, 2 away. So Lamp kept his own calls theirs. He certainly saved 1 run and possibly 2.
Tony with a rip. It was headed towards center field, but Lamp right there to get that hard one-hopper and made sure that the runner Rice stayed at third base.
So with first base open, Gedman up, they'll intentionally pass him. Gedman already in this ball game with an RBI double, and he scored a run. He's also struck out. Bluffed by Whit. Rice no more than 2 steps from the bag at third if he's that. So they will load the bases up with 2 down as they intentionally pass Gedman and work on Spike Owen. Ball 4 on the way.
Ooh.
Throw to third.
Rice just kind of was meandering over there, and Whit fired it down there.
5.
On the intentional walk, Whit has nothing to do, so he says, why not take a shot at Jim Rice at third base? Not a bad throw, just got by the third baseman Mullenix. And Rice all of a sudden belatedly gets back.
Spike Owen up with the bases loaded, 2 down. Boston leading 6-2, bottom of the 4th. Lamp works outside, ball 1. Ned told you Lamp has not worked in a ball game since September the 2nd. Has not had a save since August the 1st. That was in a game with Minnesota.
Such a valuable person to this team last year, too. 11-0, he did everything. Long, short, relief, everything.
Well, he worked as a long reliever mostly to come up with that 11-0 record. He was in the ball games in 4th and 5th innings when this Toronto Blue Jay club put on all of their comeback action all year long. And Lamp was the man that was in the right place at the right time. Spike checks off on the swing. It's over anyway, and it's a 1-2 count. Jeff Musselman loosening in the Toronto bullpen. Foul out of play. Dave Winfield has hit a homer at Yankee Stadium. That coming in the third inning. Nobody on. Yankees 5, Detroit 1 now through 3. Home run number 24 on the year for Winfield. One and two to Spike Owen. High and outside, in and out of the glove of Witt. 2-2. That high runner, Witt overcharged it, overstretched for it, and that ball tailing hit him on the down in the heel of the glove. Oh, that guy's at third base. You don't care how you stop it, knock it down. You get a little excited when that ball is moving up and away from you. The bottom part of that graphic is the one you're really interested in. That Red Sox 4-run lead. And it's a 3-2 count to Spike Owen. So each runner with a head start here on the 3-2 and 2 outs. Rice will be starting from third. It'll be Evans to take the lead from second, and Gedman with a head start from first. Ball 4. Seven to 2 Boston now as Rice scores. And the intentional walk put a little heat, I guess, on Lamp. Worked the count to 3-2 on Owen and lost him. Now the heat is on even more. With Boggs up, Musselman loosening in the Toronto bullpen, this may be all for Dennis Lamp. 7-2, the Red Sox lead. They've scored 5 runs in the second, single run in the third, and so far a single run here in the 4th inning. So Lamp will be leaving. He'll give way to the left-hander Jeff Musselman. And with the Red Sox leading 7-2, you're watching Red Sox baseball from Fenway.
And a goodbye to Dennis Lamp.
Lamp goes 2/3 of an inning, giving up a hit, so far charged with a run. It would be an unearned run. Do not strike out anybody. A couple of base on balls, one of those intentional. Musselman from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, now lives in New Jersey. Split the season between Ventura County, California, and Knoxville in the Southern League. In that Southern League, he was not only voted the best pitching prospect, but also the pitcher with the best breaking ball. So right away, you got a quick scouting report about what this young man features. He'll be facing Boggs with the bases loaded and 2 down. A run in for Boston. They lead 7-2. It's a ball high and outside to Wade. Two and 0. Sometimes I would imagine it's difficult decisions to make a pitching change with Boggs at the plate or one way or the other. He hits .353 against right-handers, .352 against left-handers. Oh, what do? You flip a coin? Strike is in there, and it's 2-1. Fouls that one away up on the screen. Jeff Musselman, the 4th Toronto pitcher this afternoon, stands at 6 feet even. He's 180 pounds. He's left-handed all the way. At Knoxville this year, 5-1. Worked as a starter 7 times. Breaking ball misses, and the count is full. So once again, a head start for the Boston base runners. Popped up into foul ground. Mullenix giving chase near the stands. And the fan reaches out, and Brimmigan says it's no play. Getting kind of borderline there with that fan interfering.
Good try by Rance Mullenix right there. He didn't stop. The only way he stopped was the wall stopped him. That bounced away from him as he kept going. Not quite.
That ball just back of the railing when that fan came in contact with it. He reaches over and touches it, of course. Got a different situation. So Boggs once again will look at a payoff pitch. And fouls it away. Boggs needs a hit for 200 on the year. Bouncing ball toward the middle. He's got it. Evans will score. Here comes Gedman. He will score. Owen to third. And 2 more runs for Boston. It's 9-2. So he collects the 200th hit. The 4th time in his career he's done that.
Gets the baseball. That will be saved for the Den down in Tampa. 200 hits. And a couple of RBIs, too, and a big Red Sox lead. Here is the swing right up the middle. You've seen that so many times. High on the ball, swing level, and into center field.
And right now, a standing ovation for him all across the park. Two balls, no strikes to Barrett. He takes the strike from the left-hander. Boy, what a summer that man has had, baseball-wise, coming back, having that little struggle right after the All-Star break. Kept pounding away, 4 hits here. Base hit left field. Owen will score. The Red Sox have reached double digits. It's 10-2.
It sure looks like it.
Red Sox bullpen, a quick look at those fellas, Sambito and Joe Morgan. Oh, guys, sometimes, Ned, we don't take it for granted, certainly, but Marty Barrett has 175 hits on the year. That was his 175th. What a summer he's having.
He knocked in 3 runs today.
First and second, the runners are for Bill Buckner, 2 down. Wild swing at the Musselman breaking ball, 0-1. Buckner taps one back to the mound. Musselman to play to Upshaw. And the Red Sox are retired in inning number 4, but they send 8 batters. Make that 9 batters up there. They score 4 more runs. They go through 2 pitchers here in the 4th inning, Lamp and Musselman. And as we go to inning number 5, it's an 8-run lead for Boston. They lead 10-2. Pitches board here. There it is. You can take it for yourself just as if you're right here in the ballpark. Also, Wade Boggs becomes the first major league batter since 1953, and that was Stan Musial, to collect 200 hits. Here's the number 200 on this year. To have the 200 hits on a season plus 100 walks to go along with it. It's been a while since 1953, so that must be rather hard to accomplish, partner, would you say?
Yes, sir. And that's not a bad name to be doing it with either. Stan the Man. It's the Toronto 5th inning and a 10-2 Red Sox lead. The way things are going now, you just kind of let the crowd take over and the players. Everything is a standing O from here on in. At least the way things are going now. Rick Leach, high drive, left center field, and Armas galloping over. Rice is there, though. Armas had called first, but Rice takes it. 1 out. Boyd getting as many runs to work with as Roger Clemens used to get. Now Manny Lee is the batter, second baseman. He drew a walk his only time up in this game. He pops the first pitch up. Shallow center field. Armas in. Barrett back. Barrett gives way to Armas. Tony with the call. And the ball. 2 down.
Barrett out into shallow center field. Here comes Armas, though. He's going to put on the loud call. Will slip just at the last second, but he makes the play.
Boyd has gotten the first 2 batters in the 5th. He faces the top of the order.
Kelly Gruber.
Kelly Gruber
Hitting for Fernandez.
is going to hit for Fernandez. Fernandez did not distinguish himself today out in the field. Gruber is in, and he's a scrapper. He plays around in the infield at third, short, second. Batting average of .203 with 5 homers and 14 batted in. He went through a stretch at one time where he couldn't hit me. He was over everything, and then all of a sudden started to pick up a few hits and get over that 200 mark. He hits one toward the wall in left, and it's going to be high off the wall. Played by Rice. Gruber to second safely with a double.
He certainly cuts and slashes when he goes up there. He's not bashful at all, and he's done this pretty much every time we have seen him. I don't know if it's a case of his swinging hard in case he hits it. If that's his thinking, he certainly is making contact here. He did in this series. Ball just a short way from being up in that net.
Kelly Gruber at second base, 2 out. Rance Mullenix, the batter. Ball 1. Red Sox have 10 runs and 9 hits. Toronto 2 runs, 5 hits. They've made 2 damaging errors. All the runs that were scored in the bottom of the 4th were unearned. We'll have a station break here on the TV 38 Red Sox Network.
This is TV 38, WSBK TV, Boston.
That's the score. This is in the 5th inning. Red Sox leading. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And Mullenix takes it inside. Ball 2. Boyd has given up 5 hits now. The biggest 2-run homer by Lloyd Mosby in the 4th inning. To make it at that time a 6-2 ball game. And, well, with this Toronto ball club, it's not a very big lead. Now they lead 10-2. A strike to Mullenix. count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boyd a chance to win this one and become a 16-game winner for the first time in the major leagues. Curveball fouled off. Count hangs at 2-2 with 2 away and a runner at base number 2.
John McNamara's son almost made that play next to the Red Sox dugout. Michael has been with his dad the last couple of days.
And a ball inside to make it 3-2. Boggs has reached base now 300 times by hits, walks, or hit batsmen. The 11th major leaguer to do so in a season. And a foul right off the foot of Mullenix. 3-2. Wade, of course, he had, beside that bad spell he went in and played, he had the personal tragedy of losing his mother when the team was in New York for the first time, and that really devastated, shook him a lot. And he came back from that and then picked up as he went along. Three and 2 to Rance Mullenix. And there's ball 4. Mullenix drawing the walk, the third given up by Boyd.
15. Like Mosley. Outfield Mosley.
There's Mr. McNamara. And there's the Gyrene. Mike McNamara, an officer in the Marine Corps based on the West Coast, Camp Pendleton.
How could you tell if you didn't know for sure?
That hairdo.
He's a nice young man, too.
The batter now is Lloyd Mosby, who has struck out and homered. One ball, no strikes. Boggs, of course, reaching those 300 bases, has done it 3 years. And he is the 11th major leaguer to accomplish that fact. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Mosby. Ripped up the middle for the base hit. Gruber coming around to score. It'll be 10-3 now. Mosby has knocked in all 3 Toronto runs.
Number 11. George Bell, left field.
Mosby didn't really spank this ball up the middle. It's kind of a cue shot. He catches that screwball down toward the end of the bat. But nonetheless, it gets the job done as it travels into center field. And there comes Gruber with a run, the third one of the Blue Jays.
Sammy Stewart throwing in the bullpen for Boston. The batter is George Bell. 2 on, 2 out. It's a high fly ball to left center field. Armas over, calls for it, and Rice in front of Armas makes the catch again. Ooh. You don't want to see any collisions out there now. But Rice makes the catch to retire the side. 1 run for the Blue Jays at the end of 4 1/2. It's 10-3 Red Sox.
Former Oakland Raiders quarterback Ken the Snake Stabler. That's 38 on Sports tonight at 10 right here on WSPK TV 38.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Reminder, you can still pick up your copy of the 1986 Red Sox yearbook, a fine souvenir for this year. You can do it at Fenway Park or your local newsstand. Order by mail. Send $5 in check or money order to Boston Red Sox yearbook, 50 Beacon Street, Boston, Mass. 02108. The Red Sox lead 10-3 as they come to bat in the 5th inning 14. In the game.
Jim Rice, left field, right.
There is the change. Kelly Gruber, or Manny Lee, has moved over to shortstop from second base. Lee at shortstop, and Kelly Gruber remains in the game after pinch hitting. He's at second base. Gruber at second, Lee at short. Fernandez out of the game. Ball high to Jim Rice, who's 0 for 3, has scored 1 run. Pitch by Musselman for ball 2. Jeff Musselman, the 4th pitcher to be used by Jimmy Williams in this one this afternoon. And Rice ahead on the count now, 2-0. Red Sox took a lot of suspense out of things in the 3rd inning with 5, and they've just kept going. They got another in the 3rd and 4 more in the 4th. Ball 4. Red Sox walking a lot this afternoon. 7 walks given up by Toronto pitching. 2 have been with the bases loaded to force in runs. Now Don Baylor is up. Baylor's had a hit in 2 tries, a single, driving in 2 runs in the 2nd inning. Strike 1. Baylor to 3rd, picked up by Mullenix to Gruber, and around the horn they go for another double play. Second turn by the Blue Jays. 5-4-3.
Right, Evan. Right field, Evan.
Baylor pulling that inside pitch right down the line, and it's tailor-made for Rance Mullenix. Comes up on a nice hop. All he has to do is start that, and Gruber turns it in the middle. There are 2 down in the 5th inning. Dwight Evans up. A 2 for 3 afternoon, a single and a double. Strike 1. And a ball. In the National League, the Phils in Montreal, no score after 5. The Mets leading Pittsburgh 1-0 in the 7th at Pittsburgh. Houston nothing, Atlanta nothing in the 3rd at Atlanta. Count now 1-2 to Evans. The Cubs and Cardinals nothing in the 3rd at St. Louis. Cincinnati at San Diego later. The Dodgers at San Francisco later. To the left side, and Mullenix at 3rd. So the Red Sox go quietly in the 5th inning. At the end of 5, they lead 10-3. Girls Junior All-Star softball team from Greenfield, Massachusetts. There they are in the green jerseys. And the girls age 12 and under are the state champions. The All-Star softball team from Greenfield. They're all here and they're having a ball. Red Sox are leading 10-3. This is the 6th inning. Barfield fouls the first pitch off. 1 strike. Jesse having his troubles, except for that game-winning homer. He has been striking out a lot. He's fanned 7 times in the series, twice this afternoon. 5 or 6 times, maybe. 7. 0-2. Bit high with the breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Barfield. Jesse reaches and pops towards short. Spike Owen there. 1 away. White Sox are leading Minnesota 1-0 in the 2nd at Chicago. Oakland, Kansas City, no score in the 3rd at Kansas City. The Brewers leading the Orioles 1-0 at Milwaukee after an inning. And glory be, the Red Sox leading here 10-3 over Toronto. Upshaw, the batter. Ball one. Willie has walked and singled. He was cut down trying to steal after the walk in the second inning. In that second, Rich Gedman threw out 2 runners. 2 balls, no strikes. And the cut on the breaking pitch for a 2-1 count. Upshaw, the batter, with Ernie Witt on deck. Lofted into shallow center for the base hit. Kind of served out there by Upshaw. And he picks up his second hit. 7th given up by Oil Can. Ernie Witt, the batter. Witt has lined to right and grounded to first. Sun in and out all afternoon, but it's been so warm. It was 72 degrees at game time. 1 ball, no strikes to Ernie. Two and nothing. Only one time has anyone worked in the bullpen for Boston this afternoon. That was Sammy Stewart last inning.
If there's a time to use the middle part of the plate in this series, it certainly belongs to Oil Can Boyd, and right now.
Yep.
Because with a 7-run lead, you get that ball put in play. Somehow you have to be hit into trouble. And I mean hit pretty hard into trouble.
Jim Rice playing way past the scoreboard now over in left center field with Ernie Witt up there. Ball 3. That outfield is peeled way around to right. They give him all of the left field line. Rice about 50 yards away from the line. There he is. Armas into right center. And straight away in right is Dwight Evans. 3-1. Upshaw and Witt particularly, they play to pull. Carves a foul back toward the stands and going to be out of play. So now Witt has a 3-2 count. The Red Sox will go on trucking tomorrow. They'll be playing the Baltimore Orioles in a 3-game series starting tomorrow night. 3 with the Orioles, and then in come the Yankees Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to wind it up. Runner breaks, and inside it goes for ball 4. Boyd has walked his 3rd batter. 4th batter. 4 walks given up by the Can. Runners at first and second. 1 out, and Leach up.
McNamara's going to have one message for Dennis, too, when he gets to that mound. And it's just what we were talking about. Oil Can got himself in a little bit of a, well, actually probably cost himself a run in the 5th inning after he gave up the 2-out double to Gruber. He wound up walking Mullenix on a 3-2 pitch that was nowhere near the strike zone. And right now is the time, as we've mentioned, the middle part of that plate hasn't been used very much in this series. Now is certainly the time to start using it. I don't mean throw it right down the middle with nothing on it. Certainly you stay
over there.
You bet.
Get it over somewhere on that 17-inch plate there. Long discussion, and Barnett goes out to break it up and hustle things up, and now the activity is in the bullpen again for Boston. Can stays in for now. John McNamara, in as many words, saying what you were saying, Monty. Probably. And the batter is Rick Leach, who has struck out and flied to left. Armas remains planted toward right center, but coming a little bit more towards center field, and Rice has drifted back toward the line and left some. Strike one. One out, 2 on. Red Sox leading by 7. Slowly hit to the left side, trouble. No play for Owen at all, just keep it in the infield, and that loads the bases. Infield single for Leach. A lot of blood on that one.
2 of the hits here in this inning off Orkin have been off the screwball, so that the end of the bat gets very much in play. Ball not hit hard here. Well placed toward the hole. Good effort by Spike to keep that ball into the infield. The leadoff hit after the 1 out in this inning by Upshaw. Pretty much the same type down toward the end of the bat, although it was a looper in the center.
So the bases are loaded, and Manny Lee is up. A strike. Lee moved over from second base to shortstop after they hit for Fernandez. Lee has walked and flied to shallow center. Upshaw, Witt, and Leach on the bases. Skied foul left side and out of play. 0-2. Dennis Boyd working in the late September sunshine and laboring, if you want to call it that, with a 7-run lead. But the base is full of Blue Jays. Manny Lee strikes out. Just kept going away and away and away from him. And there's a strikeout for Boyd. His 6th.
Kelly Gruber, second base, Gruber.
Like a little harder screwball this time. The ball really darting down and away. Out of the strike zone. Lee could not keep from chasing it.
Kelly Gruber is the batter. Doubled his only time up in this game. Ball 1. Gruber batted for Fernandez in the 5th inning and doubled off the wall, and he scored a run. Little pop-up, and Barrett is there. This should do it. It does, and Boyd settles down to get the side and leave the bases loaded. After 5 1/2, it is 10-3 Boston. Sox come up in the 6th. Red Sox leading 10-3. Jeff Herron, youngster out of the University of Texas, who has caught Calvin Schiraldi and Roger Clemens in college. Herron, the catcher. And on the mound, Mickey Mailer.
Mickey Mailer was picked up by this Toronto ball club out of the Texas organization. He was actually at Oklahoma City. They really wanted him for that stretch drive, but haven't used him very much. For the Blue Jays, he has no record, no earned run average. He's been in just 1 ball game. And he's got all zeros across the board. As a matter of fact, I think he's only faced 1 batter, and he hit him. Those numbers that you see there are for Mailer all total this year in his work between Texas and Toronto.
So Mailer facing Tony Armas as we go to the 6th inning. Bottom half, Red Sox leading 10-3. Curve dropped over by Mailer for a strike. Tony has 1 for 3 this afternoon. Bangs one into the hole for base hit. Armas on with a lead single in the 6th. So the Red Sox have a runner, as they have had in every inning in the game, at least 1 runner. Rich Gedman, the batter. Gedman has doubled, struck out, and been intentionally passed. He has a run batted in. The curve is outside, ball one.
McNamara looked like somebody out of the Red Sox dugout wanted to know who the catcher was in the ball game.
Ask Roger. Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gedman. That comes right in on his hands. It's fouled back to the screen. So 1 ball, 2 strike. And there is Mr. Boggs, who got his 200th hit his last time up. 1-2 to Gedman. Down to third. Knocked down. Mullenix throws. Too late. Another error for Toronto.
Well, they have had a lot of problems today handling some what looks to be fairly routine ground balls. And Mullenix, once he backs up, of course, as that ball get in tight on him, could not handle it. Well, it had him like he had a lot of spin on it. That he hit into the glove and right out again. There it is. That glove closed up, and then his effort too late to get at Gedman.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. Spike Owen up. 1 ball, no strikes to Owen, who's had a fielder's choice and an infield hit, a walk with the bases loaded. He has scored 3 runs. And a strike, whistled in by the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's the Red Sox dugout, all of them gathered into the sunlight on the far end. They are pounced and ready. Game has moved along very slowly because of the big innings the Red Sox have had and the number of walks given up by Toronto pitching. Two ball, 1 strike count to Spike Owen. Goes off to the right side for a 2 strike. 2-2 count. Armas at second base, Gedman at first, nobody out. 10-3 Red Sox lead in the 6th. Drops inside for a ball. 3-2. Oh, he's seen a mess of those counts this afternoon. There's your left field shot from up above. Three ball, 2 strike count. And Spike pops it up to the right side, going foul. Upshaw tracking and leans over and makes a nice catch. Going to third on the play is Armas. Gedman will go to second, which is unoccupied. So some heads-up base running on a fine play by Upshaw.
Well, it's a tag you can always put on Tony Armas. He may not be the fastest runner you have on this Red Sox team, but he is perhaps the best base runner. He sets himself in case Upshaw does make this fine play, and indeed he does. He's even going to get some help from Tony's teammates to try to throw him out. Well, he's not going to really throw it. He's going to cut it loose, but he didn't have much of a shot. Armas tagged on the way to third. Nobody at second. Well, Gedman just easily trots him to second base.
Runners at second and third, 1 out. Wade Boggs is up. Boggs 1 for 2, has 2 walks. He has 2 runs batted in. A strike. 353 batting average for Boggs. We have heard nothing further from Yankee Stadium other than Mattingly had 2 hits his first 2 times up, plus a walk. Breaking outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Toronto playing the infield halfway in around second base with runners at second and third. Mailer drops the curveball outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Another breaking pitch for strike 2. So a 2-2 count. Armas at third and Gedman at second. The Red Sox leading 10-3 in the 6th. The ground ball stopped at first base. Nice play by Upshaw again. Tossing to the pitcher covering. And the runners have to hold. Boy, Willie Upshaw is playing a bang-up first base in this one.
Kept looking for Armas on this play to get somewhere around the plate, but I couldn't find him, and all of a sudden he's just going to watch this play from third base. Upshaw, once he gets to the ground there, would have guessed that Armas would have had a chance to score. Mailer over there quickly to make the play, and then he's checking on Armas. Tony apparently felt that he could not make it. He stays at third.
Marty Barrett up. Breaking pitch into him for ball 1. Barrett's had 2 hits and 2 walks in this one. Perfect afternoon. 3 runs batted in. You look at that breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Naylor, the 5th pitcher used by Toronto this afternoon. The rookie Dwayne Ward started and could not get out of the 2nd inning. He was wild and charged with 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Tap to the mound. Mailer throws Barrett out. The Red Sox do not score. They leave 2. And after 6 innings, Boston 10, Toronto 3. 10-3, and the first indication that this may indeed be the day. The security, which is going to be very, very strict and heavy here, has been exhibited as the horses came out of the big board and door in center field. Some went into the runway behind the visitors' bullpen. Another one, a batch of them, went into the runway on the first base side. Others went down into left field, but they are here. And everything is ready, in readiness for the celebration. We hope that nothing really disturbing happens and that people who are just plain joyful, marvelous, will have and celebrate this day. 7th inning, Monty.
Rance Mullenix will lead it off for the Blue Jays. It'll be Mullenix, Mosby, and Bell here in the 7th. Red Sox leading 10-3. Oil Can Boyd into the 7th inning. Something he has done now 24 times of 29 starts on the year. Strike, he's over. No balls, 2 strikes. All the way to the backstop as the breaking ball got by Gedman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mullenix on the afternoon, 1 for 2. Had the double, rode home in front of the Lloyd Mosby homer in the 4th inning. Got it. The fastball thrown right by Mullenix. That's strikeout number 7 for the Can.
Mullenix, a tough guy to strike out. This one, boy, he's been burrowing away from left-handed batters all afternoon.
Here's the Blue Jay offense this afternoon. 2-run homer for Mosby, an RBI single to center. Back in the 5th inning, he counts for all the Blue Jays 3 runs. Mosby 2 for 3 in the day. Struck out in the 1st. Opposite field and out of play. Well, if the Red Sox can hang here this afternoon, the 86 season will see 4 entirely new teams involved in the playoffs and a chance to wind up in the 86 World Series. Last year, of course, St. Louis and Los Angeles out of the National League, Toronto and the Kansas City Royals, who would go on to become the world champions out of the American League. Well, I guess saying something about repeating is well worth it when you talk about it, isn't it? It's tough to do. Little nubber toward Spike Owen at short. He'll cut it off. He'll throw out Mosby, and that's 2 down.
Well, it shows there really are no more dynasties in baseball. The last big one was, I would imagine, Cincinnati's Big Red Machine. The Yankees in the latter part of the 70s were dominant. But you don't have that anymore. It's kind of good to see new folks get in there.
People adding on, making their ball clubs better. George Bell with a strike on him as he bats here for his 3rd time in this ball game officially. Alcan hit him with a pitch in the 2nd. George has bounced to short and flied to left. 10-3, Boston leads.
Watch out.
Bit of a false alarm there for Kathy Ferrari, our AD. Executive Vice President, General Manager of Baseball Operation of the Blue Jays, Pat Gillett. Sitting alongside the Toronto Blue Jay dugout. And I'm sure he, like most baseball people and other ball clubs, already things turning over in their head. What can I do to make this ball club a little better? In 1987, one thing he has not liked the way his ball club has played today is they've committed 3 errors. Ball is down on strikes. Ken has now struck out 8. He retires the side in order in the 7th. The stretch half coming up with Boston leading 10-3. Changes for the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll start with their left fielder. In place of George Bell now, you'll find Ron Shepard out in left. And a new pitcher for the Blue Jays, Bill Caudle.
The inspector to get some work here. He's won 2, lost 4, a 5.66 earned run average, and 2 saves. 35 innings pitched, that's all this year. 33 hits, 15 walks, and 31 strikeouts for this guy that was so valuable out on the West Coast with Seattle.
And the Oakland A's, once he had that 1 year when he went there to work for them as a stopper. This is Gene Yawkey.
Oh, what a day for the lady, huh?
Yeah, it certainly is. Nice to see her. I stopped and chatted with her for just a few minutes before this game got underway. She got into her box. I think she was still a little bit on edge, but maybe not quite as much now with her team and team members leading 10-3. Bill Buckner up first in the Red Sox 7th. 10 runs, 10 hits for Boston, 3 runs on 8 hits for the Blue Jays. But the bad number, they've committed 3 errors. Counting for 5 earned runs in those 10 for Boston. But runs nonetheless, they all count. Buckner in this game hitless. Hops this one high, third base side. Jeff Herron over, Mullenix over, it's out of play.
Kind of strange to see a game like this played after the 2 humdingers that we saw on Friday night and Saturday afternoon.
You would hardly expect that pace to keep up, though. I don't know if you could find that many pitchers that could pitch that well 3 days.
Boy,
that's awfully tough to do.
They were great games. This one will be the greatest, though, no matter how many runs are unearned.
That's right. No matter how it looks. 0-2 to Buckner. Once again, if the score stays this way or any kind of a Red Sox lead by the ninth, we invite you to stay with us. We will be with this ball club for a part of their celebration. They have requested that we not join them immediately following the game. They like some 10 or 15 minutes to themselves. Fly ball, left field. New man on the block, Ron Shepard under it, one down. But do not fear if you catch a little pause from the end of the game until the time we're able to join this ball club. We will be joining them in their clubhouse and actively talking to as many players as we possibly can.
Well, they just wanted to savor the moment, I believe. It's not exactly a cooling off period because they'll be red hot in there.
Rice is up. He's 0 for 2. Pops this one off his hands, out of play. Make that 0 for 3 on Rice. He has struck out once today. He's walked once, been on with an error, and scored a run in the 4th inning. Rice has an outside shot at collecting 200 hits on this season. He stands at 190 now. He's been held well in check by Toronto pitching in this series. Big swing and a miss there, 0-2. If Rice could get 10 more hits and collect his 200, be the 4th time in his career he has reached that mark. Did it 3 years running. 77, 78, and 80. 79, excuse me. Fly ball, right field toward the line, but Barfield is over. He'll have room. Just a step on a warning track to make the play. 2 down. A wave starts around the ballpark here. These fans, I'm sure, will probably be close to a standing ovation the entire 9th inning. If I would miss my guess, I don't think I will. Don Baylor up. Caudle is hard, but inside, 1-0. Baylor lines it foul way up into the seats. I'd like to remind you once again, the Red Sox, of course, will be entertaining the Orioles Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. There are tickets available for that Orioles series, and a chance for you to get to the ballpark and watch this ball club work as they go into the last week of this 86 season. Yankees, of course, here on Thursday, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoons. Pitch rides inside from Caudle. Baylor has a comfortable count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Al Nipper will work here tomorrow night for the Red Sox against John Habian. Sellers and Clemens schedule to work also in that Baltimore series. Sellers will match up against Ken Dixon on Tuesday night, and Roger Clemens will go for his 25th win of the season against Mike Boddicker on Wednesday.
Finally, Dixon will be able to pitch against somebody besides Clemens for Baltimore.
3-2 to Baylor. Too low, and he walks. That is the 8th walk issued by Toronto pitching this afternoon. Caudle being the 6th Toronto pitcher. Only Mailer in his 1 inning of work did not walk a Red Sox batter. Ward walked 3, Johnson for 1 in his 2 innings. Lamp walked 2, 1 intentional for his 2/3 of an inning. Musselman walked 1 in an inning and a 1/3. Now Caudle here so far with 2/3. Here's Evans. Quiet in this ball game, 2 for 4. Perhaps the only negative note you might find about this ball game today is the fact that Bill Buckner has gone 0 for 5. And he's got a 16-game hitting streak on the line. He was one shy of tying his career high when he was with the Los Angeles Dodgers in '74. Evans misses the breaking ball from Caudle. He's down on strikes, and the Red Sox are retired in inning number 7. Nothing across, no hits, 1 left. As we go to inning number 8, Boston leads Toronto 10-3 in the clincher.
One ball, 1 strike.
First time we've seen an umpire take a shot in a while now. This is probably will make up for that absence. Off the side of the mask, got a little piece of Gedman first, and then Barnett behind the plate. He had a good day until that.
Turned his head in a hurry. Barfield high to right field. Dewey Evans looking into the tough sun, and there's one away. There's a very happy bunch of young ladies, the Red Sox wives, up there in the box of seats and just waiting for it all to come true for them.
A little more security as far as the ball club is concerned. The players, of course.
Millie Upshaw taking ball 1.
Like to protect those family members as much as they can. I'm sure they're just wives here today. I don't know that I saw any of the younger family members around the park.
It's a 2-ball, no strike count to Upshaw. Kansas City Royals are going crazy, homer crazy today. George Brett and Frank White hit back-to-back homers, and then Jamie Quirk hit one right after that. 3 in a row. So they lead at least 4-0 over Oakland. Charlie Moore's hit a home run for Milwaukee. They lead Baltimore 2-1 in the 4th. 2-1 count to Upshaw. Ball 3. Down in New York, they're in the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th, with the Yankees leading 6-1 over the Tigers. Mattingly and Winfield have homered for New York. Whitaker for the Tiger run. Skied to left center field to Jim Rice. 2 down. Oil Can Boyd has fanned 8. He's walked 4. There'll be very few who could say "I told you so" and really mean it when they said it in April, or claim that they said it in April. A couple of writers, Charlie Scoggins and Joe Gigliotti, picked him as high as 2nd and 3rd respectively. The players and their manager said all along, "We have a chance." And after that first series in Detroit, when they lost 2 out of 3, the crescendo was horrendous back here. It's all over. Watch out. And we got one into the booth.
Lost the cameraman in the process, but we got the baseball.
Yeah, but the camera stayed intact.
Camera's perfect. We even got our weatherman with us today.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And a breaking pitch outside for a ball. 2-2. Well, they were right in one respect. It is almost all over. Very high and foul, third base side. Boggs back. Wade with it. 1-2-3 inning for Boyd. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox leading 10-3. Yet another pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays in the 8th inning.
Well, manager Jimmy Williams going along with a pitched inning now for the last 3. This will be Louis Aquino making an appearance here, his 7th since joining this ball club. He is 1-1, 5.23 earned run average. He's worked only as a reliever for the Blue Jays. 11 hits given up in 10 1/3 innings. He's walked a pair, striking out 4.
Bill Cardle pitched about the best inning of any Toronto pitcher. He pitched to 4 batters, walked 1, struck out 1, no hits, no runs. Got a change now in right field and second base.
Orange is playing second base, and Gruber has gone into right field.
Boy, he can do everything.
Check them out quickly.
Garth Orange is second.
Upshur and Mosby and Mullenix, the only people in the lineup. Mosby, the only people in the lineup that even started in it, let alone playing the same position.
Orange will bat in Barfield's position. There is the bullpen empty. The visitors' bullpen was empty just a moment ago between innings for a security measure. All the Toronto bullpen pitchers and catchers made their way across the diamond to the dugout. A security measure now that they will not be out there, and this is for their own safety, possibly too. So things are boiling down to it as the Red Sox come up for what they hope is their last at bat in this afternoon's game. They lead 10-3. Red Sox bench. You'd say, well, why don't they let some of the guys get in there to play? I think what McNamara wants to do is to let the people who got him here, the starters, go all the way and get their huzzahs at the end. Ball 1 thrown by Aquino to Tony Armas. The attendance today, 32,929. 32,929, a little less than the last 2 days. And the strike to Armas. They had more yesterday and the day before than they had today. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tony Armas, who has had 2 hits in 4 times up. And the ball inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Reminding you that we will stay on the air after this game ends with the Red Sox victory. And Bob Montgomery will be down with the hilarity in the clubhouse. A little while after, they have a cool little period the players have asked to have by themselves and no cameras in there. But they will be eventually in the runway and watch them come in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They don't drink all the champagne before I get there.
They won't.
I don't want to wear any of it either.
Yeah, well, you should have dressed in sackcloth and ashes today.
That's exactly what I have on.
2-2 the count to Armas. Ball 3, 3-2. Red Sox have pounded out 10 hits. They have secured 8 walks. Aquino to Armas. Lifted foul. And Witt doesn't know where it is, but that's foul, and nobody gets it. Mullenix coming in late. The ball dropped just foul as Ernie Witt lost it. Or Heron, rather. Jeff Heron, the catcher, lost it, playing in his first game at Fenway Park. And finally just fell in there, foul. And Armas has a life. So it is a 3-2 count to Tony. And a ball 4. Stuck the fastball in. That's the 9th Red Sox player to walk this afternoon. So Aquino joins the walk parade. Gedman is the batter. Rich has 1 hit, a double, and an RBI. He's been on base 3 times, though. Had a walk and reached on an error and struck out. His double came in the 2nd inning, and that's when the Red Sox kind of put things in the immediate perspective by scoring 5 runs. Foul to the screen. 0-2 to Gedman. Up high, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Armas at first base. Nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Red Sox leading 10-3. Aquino missing high again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the change, it's fouled back by Gedman. Shadow has crossed home plate, the grandstand shadow. They've had the banks of lights on in right field and along the first base side for a couple of innings. First base side illuminating the area around home plate. Fly ball, left field, slicing away, and it's a fair ball. Armas to third. In there. Double for Gedman. So Rich Gedman gets his second one. And the Red Sox are unrelenting.
Pair of doubles for Gedman in this ball game today. He put the Red Sox on the board first. Actually, it was the Gedman-Armas combination that got involved in that. A base hit by Armas, and then a wild pitch. The double by Gedman, putting the Red Sox out in front in the second inning. And that combination has worked here, not to produce a run, but to set runners at second and third and nobody out.
The batter, Spike Owen. He's had a hit. 1 for 3 officially. Has a run batted in. Hit with a pitch, or got a walk rather. The bases loaded. Red Sox have scored in every which way in this one. They've had 11 hits. A little bit high again. 2-0 to Owen. And with the bullpen all in the dugout and not out there and not able to throw, it looks like it's Aquino forever. Strike to Gedman. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bill Buckner, Marty Barrett. What a side of the infield they have been this year. A good change that time by Aquino. 2-2. 2-2 to Owen. Red Sox have only 3 more hits than Toronto, but big difference in the run department. 5 unearned runs out of the 10 runs that they have. 2-2 offering. Struck him out on the same kind of slow breaking stuff. And that's 1 away. Have a station break on the TV 38 Red Sox Network.
This is TV 38. WSBK TV, Boston.
The hand is for Wade Boggs as he's up at the plate with that gaudy 353 mark. Got his 200th hit today. A single in the 4th inning, driving in 2 runs. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Chance to drive in a couple more right here. 1 out, runners at second and third. Out of play. 0-2. And there is the franchise Roger Clemens. Needless to say anything about the year he's had. He's been just so super. 0-2 the count to Boggs. Ground ball right side. Gruber with it. Garth Orge with it, throwing out Boggs, and a run scores. It is now 11-3. RBI for Boggs. his third of the afternoon and his 68th of the year. Armas scoring on the play and Gedman going to third. There are 2 outs now. Marty Barrett is up. Red Sox with an 8-run lead. Barrett taking high, ball 1. Kind of nice to see Marty get on and give Buckner his chance to hit in his 17th straight game. He's 0 for so far in this one. And a breaking pitch for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Despite the fact that this has been more of a laugher than anything else, the fans are supercharged. They are waiting for the 9th inning to come. It seems never to be here, but it's very close away now. 2-1. An unending afternoon as far as time is concerned, but these folks don't care. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's punched down the line in right, and it's a fair ball. Gedman scores the 12th run. Barrett comes up with his 3rd hit and his 4th run batted in. Boy, that's Barrett country down in there. So he does give Buckner a chance.
I think Marty earlier in this season kind of found that spot for a lot of other Red Sox hitters. He certainly has used it more than any of the rest of them, but a lot of them have found it safely. They found it nice. And boy, what an afternoon Marty's having. What a day. What a day this whole ball club is having, really.
Bill Buckner with a 16-game hitting streak on the line. Strike. Buck is 0 for 5. Grounded out a couple of times, had a fielder's choice, popped to short and flied to left. And the fans starting, they're showing the na-na, hey, goodbye, started by the White Sox fans years ago. Buckner gets his base hit. 17 straight games for Billy Buckner. Ties his career high.
Another quality pitch, too. Breaking ball, just getting that outside corner. He lines it into center field. I've seen a lot of guys hit 320. I've seen a lot of guys hit 210. I've seen a lot of guys hit 250. I've seen a lot of guys who hit 320, did not hit a hard 320. I've seen a lot of guys who hit 230, hit hard 230s. That man's hit the hardest 270 I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely. He's come up a long, long way from a slow start and a tough start where he was line driving things into people's gloves for a batch of time through April and May and into June. 1 ball and no strikes to Jim Rice. He's looking for his first hit of the afternoon. He's 0 for 4. Fly ball right field, and Gruber is back. Kelly Gruber, fighting the sun, makes the catch on Rice. The inning's over. They get 2 runs. And after 8 innings, it's 12-3 Boston.
The new Pan Am shuttle is introducing Eastern to competition. Like Eastern, the new Pan Am shuttle offers guaranteed seats with no reservations.
On September 28, 1986, the Red Sox 3 outs away from being the new Eastern Division champions. The security force is out along the first base and third base lines and back to the plate. The horses are in the bullpens and on the runways. And Oil Can Boyd looking for a complete game victory and his 16th, which would be the first year he's gotten as many as 16 wins. They're all up. Everybody's up at Fenway Park. The 9th inning is at hand. Finally, the bullpen guys looking on. Bob Stanley and the rest leaning over, facing the sunlight and facing the diamond. Rick Leach is the first man up against Boyd. Foul, strike 1. One strike to Leach. Two strikes to Leach. Oh, what a happy bench they are. They're ready. The curveball dropped over for strike 3. Number 9 for Boyd. Good curveball, perfect location, and Leach is caught looking. Number 9. Manny Lee, the batter. To left field, Jim Rice. 2 out. This is Yawkey. 1 out away. Boyd will work to Kelly Gruber. Ball 1. Gruber has had 1 hit in 2 times up. Came into the game in the 5th inning, had a double. A high pop-up. This may do it. Buckner is there. It's all over. The Red Sox are the new division champions. Bless you boys, indeed. The Red Sox division champions have been in first place since the 15th of May. They have made unbelievers of a lot of people, something they believed all the way through themselves, that they could do it in a tough division, and they did. Oil Can Boyd pitching a sterling ball game with all those runs to work with. There goes the new rookie, Pat Dodson, who helped win a game. This is the shots of them coming up the runway. Bob Stanley around the stairs and into the clubhouse, where they'll have their own little meeting for 10 or 15 minutes. The shot. And wild fans behaving themselves just absolutely delirious. 12 runs, 13 hits, no errors, and 13 left for Boston. 3 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, 7 left for Toronto. Oil Can Boyd, the winner, 16-10. And Dwayne Ward, the loser, he is 0-1. There was 1 home run, and Lloyd Mosby of the Blue Jays hit it. Well, the Blue Jays had this scene last year in Toronto when they clinched on the next to the last day of the season. The Red Sox clinched with a week to go. Roll out the barrel indeed, John Kiley. This team, which was consigned to 4th and 5th place by most people in April after a so-so spring training. They want the Mets. Well, we'll see. First of all, let's bring on the California Angels. whom the Red Sox will play first next Tuesday a week. And they'll play them right here in Fenway, a night game, a day game, and then on to Anaheim for the bragging rights for the American League pennant. There are going to be people here until 6 o'clock tonight, I believe. They don't want to go home. The security is here properly. The policemen here and the fans are honoring that. The people on the field are reporters. They are photographers. They are Red Sox security officials, part of the grounds crew. What happened now, when the 1980 Philadelphia Phillies won, they had the horses around and the attack dogs there. Nobody came out, and the Phillies came back to take a reprise and wave to all the people who wanted them back out. I'm wondering if these fans will want them to come back out and take a bow. They saw them gather, of course, around the first base and the pitching mound when the final pop-out was caught by Bill Buckner. And they saw them enjoying each other and then saw them come in. We just wonder if maybe with the security so properly done today, whether the Red Sox will come out and take a bow. Maybe a couple of people, whether they ask for Clemens or whether they ask for Rice. Here's some of the view.
What a super mess in this
Bob
clubhouse.
Montgomery here
You might
right
expect
now.
nothing but champagne flying everywhere. It's a mess. Tommy, you got... Let's go. Super.
There's old scrap iron, Bill Buckner.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. It's a madhouse, as you might expect. There's kind of a single file line coming up through the Red Sox tunnel into the clubhouse. The first couple of guys in seemed as if they were waiting for the whole thing to happen once it got inside the clubhouse. But once they've gotten inside here, they have really enjoyed it. It has been fluid. The fluid, of course, being champagne flowing all over the place. And as soon as we can, we'll have an opportunity to talk to some of these players.
Getting an overview of the clubhouse and the shaving cream and the champagne and oil can boy. And Don Baylor.
In here, but the wet today for you was on top of that mound, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I was having fun out there, but I knew the day was the day for the Sox to clinch the thing. So I just went out to throw good baseball. Everybody was behind me, saying one pitch at a time, keep yourself into the ball game, keep us into the ball game. After the second inning, these guys broke loose. They began to score runs. All I could do was over there sit about how to think out to get Barfield out, get these guys out. Hey, don't let nobody hurt you in the clutch. This is a ball game. Clinch it now, clinch it now. And from the end of the ball game, from the sixth inning on, I just started to go hard and hard and harder. Before I know it, we had a championship, and we out there. We ready. We ready. We ready. We feel good. I'm throwing the ball good. We just want to take it into the playoffs. Right now, we want to enjoy everything that's been going on for the ball season. We done won our division, and that's a good note right there to know that we move off into the playoffs. Look out, California, because we ready.
How about, where do you expect to pitch in that series against California?
The second time out, I'm following Roger Clemens and suspect. Well, so, you know, it's the way Skip has got the rotation going for the last month and a half. Well, Roger be going the first game, I'm going the second one. Follow me will be Hurst, then Seaver, and then Nipper. That's the way it's going to go, and we're hoping that we can go out there and we beat those guys in 4 games. That's what we want to do. Beat those guys in 4 games.
Well, it must be special for you, Dennis. This is something you certainly didn't think about, certainly at the All-Star break. But maybe it's kind of fitting that you'd be the one that clinched it.
Well, you know, it's the thing, well, you know, I had in the back of my mind, you know, I would love to go on a day as special as this one. And it just turned out to work out that way that, hey, after all the commotion going on around my life and around baseball and everything, it was just fitting that I go out and throw a good ball game on this day right here, and I did, and we won a ball game, and I feel so good right now. I don't know, I probably kissed everybody in here, man. I feel good.
Dennis, after watching the first couple of games in this series, it was so strong pitching-wise. I mean, absolutely strong. Probably the strongest you'd ever see back-to-back. And after your teammates had the bases loaded in the first inning, couldn't score, what must you have been saying to yourself?
Well, you know, it went through my mind. I said, well, you know, I didn't know how well the young kid would throw the baseball, but I knew that we came to the park today with a win on our mind and wasn't nothing going to take it away. And following Roger Clemens and Bruce Hurst, they left me a tough act to follow. I couldn't do nothing but go out there and throw a pretty good ball game.
Dennis, go enjoy the rest of this. We're going to talk some rest of your teammates. Nice going. A career-high win, of course, for Dennis Boyd as he picks up his 16th win this afternoon. And among a landslide of runs, something that on occasion has not been that strong coming for Dennis. We'll look around. We're going to grab some more people here as soon as we can get them loose. And as you may imagine, it's just press and media hectic in this clubhouse this afternoon. As a matter of fact, so media hectic, it's just about shoulder to shoulder. You can hardly turn around. And I may grab the rest of this. I may be too drunk to finish the rest of this afternoon, but we'll try. We'll see what we can do. Right now, let's go back up to the booth once again, and here's Ned.
Okay, Monty. Everybody here just waiting, possibly for them to come out. They don't know, but they really don't care because they have seen the Red Sox get their first title in 11 years, and they're going to enjoy this sunshine and these great crowds. Right now, we got back to Bob Montgomery in the clubhouse.
Don Baylor, you've been involved in these things. You've made other clubs winners, and in my opinion, you've come to this ball club and done just about the same thing here. I know you would like to have hit for a higher average on the year, but your presence in this ball club has been high enough batting average, I think, for most of them.
Oh, this champagne, it tastes sweet right now, I tell you. It's a great feeling to come here and contribute and just have the opportunity to play day in and day out. And this is what it's all about. You go to spring training, you join a ball club, scheduled 5th place finish, and we're here drinking champagne. It's great.
You're going back to play against a ball club now that you had your best year for, the California Angels. That must hold a little something extra for you.
No doubt, but I'm just looking forward to just going out there and playing.
Baby's Benz.
On home turf, and I know we're going to have Roger Clemens going at him, and he's beat him 3 times, so that's going to be enough hype right there to just become involved in something like that.
Donnie, how many times in your career, and we've talked about so much in this series, how many times in your career have you seen back-to-back pitching performances that 2 teams put on, as the Blue Jays and the Red Sox did here? You may see more of it from Witt and McCaskill combining here in Fenway.
I tell you, I have to go way back in my memory bank, but I don't think I remember seeing 2 of them anyway, great pitch games both ways. I mean, I heard somebody say something about the bats being flat, but when Clancy's out there dealing out there, no jam. I mean, he was throwing the ball great, and he had to lose a tough ball game. And the other night, Schiraldi gives up a home run, 1-0. That's what it's all about for me. I mean, somebody's going to win a ball game like that with a home run, and it happens all the time.
It's great to play that way. It's great to have it to happen that way, I'm sure.
Intensity, that's it.
Don Baylor, we'll be talking to you again, I'm sure, in a few minutes. Bill Buckner.
Hey, Bobby. All right. All right.
All right, Bill Buckner, you hung right in there, 0 for 5, and all of a sudden had a chance to keep that hitting streak going. That was something big. I know you wanted to keep on to that, hold on to that, other than, of course, winning this ball game.
Well, that was about 1% of the day. 99 was just winning and having fun, and you know, I had a chance to contribute a lot more today, but just didn't do it. But you know, it's been 12 years, Bobby, since I've been able to pop the champagne, and but it's all worth it. This is a great ball club, and you know, we're picked to finish 5th, and picked to finish. Swallow it, Monty. You got to swallow that good stuff. You know, we're picked to finish 5th, and you know, finished in 1st place. It's been a great year, and it's beautiful. We got a great bunch of guys. Everybody gets along great, and we had nothing in mind but winning all year, and it's been beautiful.
Buck, did you feel like you were kind of put out to pasture a little bit by the Chicago Cubs? It's like a second thing for you, isn't it? You certainly have had a life just joining this Red Sox team.
Yeah, it was. It's tough, you know. Anytime you get up there in age a little bit and things aren't going too good, you know, you start thinking about it. But you know, I've always been competitive. I never give up, and they're going to have to take this, tear it off me because I ain't going to turn it in. They're going to have to drag me off the field.
What do you think about the California Angels? I know you're looking forward to that series.
They're a great ball club. They're a veteran ball club, just like we are. They've got some good starting pitching. They got a good guy in the bullpen. They don't have the explosive power offensively like we do, but they score a lot of runs because they got guys that know how to hit in certain situations. Got patient hitters, get a lot of walks. So they got a good ball club. They played us real tough this year, and you know, every game's going to be big, and but we're looking forward to it.
Now, here's the big question I've got for you. Do you think you can force yourself to take a little time off now and get yourself nice and strong? I know you don't want to lose your sharpness, and that's understandable.
Yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to be the best ready that I possibly can for when we play Tuesday. Now, you know, I took 4 days off last week, and I kind of lost my hitting stroke a little bit, so I got to be a little concerned about that. On the other hand, I got a couple of things that are bothering me. Ankle's getting better each day, and I got a little pulled muscle in my back, so I got to just go day by day and see how I'm feeling, and try to be the best ready I can, and physically as well as hitting-wise when we start.
Buck, one question I would ask you, probably above all the other players in this room, because you have been there the years that you've been a veteran. You haven't had an awful lot of times this season where, as a team, you could relax a little bit, even though you've had some 8-game leads. It's been a little bit bigger, but still you always had somebody breathing on your throat. Now for the next 4 or 5 days, maybe you can relax.
Well, yeah, yes and no. You got to stay aggressive, but it's been good experience for this ball club, having to play tough ball games all year and have some tough series and so forth, and that'd be a good experience for us. The reason it was so tough is there's so many good ball clubs in this division that can win 10, 15 games in a row. So, you know, and you could get on a losing streak like we did, like the All-Star break. But it was good. It was a lot of fun, and you feel better when you win and you do it yourself. You know, we won a lot of ball games in a great division, and there's some good teams. Toronto put on a good fight, but they just had a long way to go.
That was the big thing, doing it yourself. I know you wanted to do that.
Yeah, it was great winning today. I didn't want to take a chance of us playing tomorrow and losing and have them lose also. So it was great. It was a great day, and but we no way we're going to lose today. We're just too ready for it.
Buck, congratulations.
Thanks, Monty.
Super job all summer long. We're looking forward to more. Boy, this clubhouse still, as you may imagine, jammed with people all over the place here. Stay with us. We'll be back in this Red Sox clubhouse in just a few moments, but right now, we'll take you back up to the booth, and here's Ned.
All right, we're in the booth and looking at this scene out here of emptying stands, and apparently the Red Sox will not come out for a reprise, even though, as we mentioned, it had been done a couple of times before. The last I remember was in the World Series in Philadelphia when everybody came out for the second time, and everybody stayed in the stands to do that. They called for them to come out, and everybody did. But this is a little different. This is a division title. Here we come. Here we got some people. Sammy Stewart, Mike Greenwell, Spike Owen, and a fan, Al Nipper. He looked like a fan. Roger Clemens. Roger says, well, I don't care. They don't have to put the champagne on me, but I don't use it, so I'll just let them do it on somebody else. They're out there, and the fans around the dugout are giving a big hand to the few that came out. A nice gesture by some members of the Red Sox to come on out there. And the fans wanted to see them one more time. Of course, they can see them all week. Here's the horse. Everything has gone so well this afternoon following the victory. The happiness and the jubilance very evident, as you would expect from the hometown fans, and a very well-behaved fandom it was today. Team had many, many places to go this year. Many turning points, probably. You'd say maybe the strikeout of 9 Tigers in the last exhibition game by Roger Clemens. Okay, baby. Here goes Tex. He feels at home now. It's a lot of fun. That's what this is. Clemens struck out 9 Tigers down in Winter Haven, and it showed that he was all right after the operation, and it certainly showed from that time on. Al Nipper won a big game against the Yankees after the Yankees had taken 2 straight here in June. That was a big turning point. They went out to Detroit and took 3 out of 4 to beat the Tigers back, where the Tigers were threatening. Here's Roger getting the ride around. He ought to ride around the ballpark in that. Okay, we'll watch the jubilation here and take you back to Monty with John McNamara.
At this point in asking John McNamara a question at all. John, just your reactions at this point right here. I know how much work you put into it.
Well, I'm just very satisfied and happy that it's finished with, and now we can go on to the bigger things. But I feel very good about the people in that other room. They just did an outstanding job, and I'm very pleased and very proud of them.
John, I'd have to say that you're one of the few managers that have been at the helm of this ball club that has kept all personalities pretty much in line. You can't make everybody happy. That's impossible. I don't think any manager ever starts out to go along that line. You require respect. You need respect. But I think these guys actually have just taken you and put you under their arm, and I think they've gone all the way with that. You have been the instrumental part, and they're never panicking.
Well, thanks, Monty. It's what do you say? Thank you. All I can say is thank you. It's you set out to do a job, and the people in the other room accomplished it. The players make the manager, and I mean that sincerely, and not in modesty or anything else. They make the manager doesn't make the players. They've given it all to us, put out all summer long, faced adversity, have overcome adversity, criticism, everything, and I couldn't be any more proud.
You know, you had some clubhouse meetings, some closed-door meetings earlier in the season, and it didn't seem, sometimes to me it didn't seem like that they were necessary, but then I haven't been a big league manager, and I wouldn't know. I haven't been that involved with it. But I do know that seemed like...
We're here for let them play and allow them to do what they're supposed to do. And, when you have to, they're really, if we have any criticism, it's individual to individual. And after the All-Star break, when we were going bad, it was a case of just telling them that, we're all right. We're still in the lead, and nobody's going to get excited. We'll come out of this and meet the challenge, and we have.
One thing I've talked about so much all summer long is making an out and advancing a runner. This ball club's done it better than any club I've ever seen. How about, have you managed one that was any more efficient at that?
No, this is the best ball club I've had doing that, and they have done the little things that need to be done to win. They play together. As you well know, traveling with us, you live together, you travel the buses, the airplanes, and they get along very well. There's not any animosity, no jealousies. They have their little spats every once in a while, like any family does, but this is a fine group of men, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
It seemed like it all came together, too, maybe with the addition of a couple of players you made for this ball club over the wintertime. I think these players, and they told us in the spring, they were very confident, but I don't think they had any more confidence than you did. You knew what you had working here.
Well, we thought we did, and, the ingredients we thought that in Baylor and Seaver, and, of course, the trade with the Mets for Schiraldi and was instrumental, and then getting Owen and Henderson. So it all fell into place. Trying to reflect very swift about what has transpired, but this is a good ball club.
Certainly wouldn't ask you to go back and chronicle the whole season long, because there's going to be a lot of things I know it's going to pop up in your mind later. You don't want to overlook anything, but it was fun, and I know it's been fun for you, and it's been fun when you are participating in something like that to the utmost. Take advantage of everything given you.
Well, it is, and it's fun to be in here now and the reaction, and it's not any more fun talking to you because
I... wrapping this up. Why don't we do this?
All right.
All right. Having a tough time wrapping this up. All right? Nice going, Dave. Read that for him, Bob.
Let me read this.
All right. Thank you.
Some type of medal of merit from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.